Welcome to the great city of Vancouver, Canada, and the historic Gastown neighborhood. The legendary race returns. It's the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix.
We have a big field here of 130 riders, 50 laps of this historic, iconic Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. They've introduced quite a few of the favorites tonight. Hilton Clark, Ken Hansen, and the reigning champ, I guess, from 2008, the last time we had our races, Andrew Pinfold, making a brief comeback here. He did great at UBC last night. He was always in a great position up front in the field, as we see Swain Tuft there in the foreground. Beside him on his right, that's Ken Hansen. I think he's going to be one of the riders to beat tonight. I think he's got the momentum of winning Manhattan Beach last week, and he's got the biggest team in the race with Optum, presented by Kelly Benefits, with a couple BC guys on the team, Marsh Cooper and Sebastian Salas, more sprint or more climber type guys. They're going to have to get their sprinting legs to compete in this race, as we see our first look at corner one. Obviously a much bigger pack. You see just how slowly the inside of that corner, how they have to slow right up to make that turn. You can carry a bit more speed on the outside. The XRG as well has a full complement of riders, 5 riders, highlighted of course on the left there in the red and gray jersey of the newly minted Canadian champ, Ben Shattuck. His teammate, one of the twins, the Malherbe twins, Connor and Kevin. They're identical twins. I'll probably need their number to tell them apart. As XRG is leading the race for the first lap here. Let's see if there's any more aggression in the women's race. Maybe there'll be a breakaway. A couple favorites for the sprint. Obviously Ken Hansen, like I said, he's got another fast man in Alex Candelario, perhaps going to lead him out. We also have the brother Clark, Hilton and Johnny for United Healthcare. They don't have their full squad here. They're pretty unbeatable, and they have their full UHC train, but 2 riders now here in Gastown, with the pure black rider now on the front for New Zealand. Johnny Harris managing the pure black squad this year. No stranger to the BC week, having brought his team, Toronto Ital Pasta team, over the years. So Johnny, well known in BC week, now managing the pure black team as they go curb to curb here. This is really the only place, the best place to move up in the whole course on this backstretch coming into corner 2. Looks like another pure black rider, maybe a Hagens Berman, couldn't quite tell in the sunlight there. See how slowly the riders have to squeeze in. Yes, it was a Hagens Berman, followed by our Garneau team. There's Swain Tuft, number 5. He put the boots to everyone last night at UBC, dragging a German rider with him. That would have been Rose from the head team. Two-man breakaway last night at UBC. They just absolutely crushed the opposition. Concerted chase by Optum and Competitive Cyclists, my trade team. Mike Olheiser chasing for his fast man Tommy Nankervis, who should be also on the list of potential winners tonight. I'm up in the broadcast position, unfamiliar for me. Normally I'm curbside yelling instructions or giving signals. But the boys here are freelancing this race, coming to BC Week on their own dime. But there's a crash in the backstretch. That's number 42, it looks like. It's 52. Adam DeVos, that's a shame for, and a United Healthcare rider, that's Hilton Clark. Number 1, let's see if he can, he's not too happy, of course. He's dropped his chain. He's going to have to get that chain on if he's going to get going to the pits. These riders can't waste too much time. They have to get on their bike soon, as we might have a replay of this. Let's cue the replay. It'll be a little bit further down the backstretch after corner 1. You can kind of see it further up. Let's see, as the peloton's kind of snaking its way. There's number 1. There's Hilton. Let's see if we can see what comes together. Oh, yeah, number 50, number 52 looks like he touched wheels there as he went left. Didn't clear the wheel in front of him, and he unfortunately looked like that was the cause of the crash. As Ken Hansen now showing his face in the front of the peloton. Oh, Chaddock bobbling there in corner 1, unclipped to keep from going down. So good save there by Ben Chaddock, the reigning Canadian criterium champion. So these riders, they're getting the feel for this course pretty quickly now. It is a slick course, especially in the wet, and luckily it's dry tonight. But you know, this is a very demanding course, as we have 2 riders that look like they're going to get to the pits here at some point. That was Rose right there going by. He was second, only rider to stay with Tuft last night in UBC. So looks like they're going to get to the pits here and take their free lap. Free laps will be available to these riders up to 5 laps to go. As you can see, this peloton very strung out. Looks like Schwingboth, second rider through. He had an aggressive start to last night's race in UBC. In a break with Rose. So Rose did the 2 major breaks of the day he was in, and first with Schwingboth and second with Tuft. You can see the riders making their way. You can see all the riders now lined up in the pits. They're going to get their free lap. The commissar is waiting to give them their signal when they can get going. Of course, the riders are saying, we're up front, let us go up front. He's saying, wait. Okay, he releases the riders, including the Ian Burnett of competitive cyclist. There's Olheiser going by. He needs to close the gap. As we have Christian Meyer now on the front. Schwingboth, I believe, is still dangling out in front. There's Chaddock flashing by. So we've had some spills already in this race. So it's not uncommon in Gastown. It is a very, very technical race, especially coming down to corner 2. You will see quite a reduction in the width of the pack, as the lines are probably only 1 or 2 lines in the corner. It's a new attack here. Good place to attack right before entry. If you can carry your speed through the corners, as a Huggins-Berman rider is doing. It's followed closely by Scott Swazanski of Optum. You can get a gap if you can corner clean after an attack. So Swazanski all over this attack by Huggins-Berman. He's obviously interested in keeping this group together, I think. Their best odds of winning tonight lie with the 2 sprinters, Ken Hansen and Alex Candelario. One of those 2 guys will most certainly be a factor in the final sprint, as Swazanski goes solo across with Johnny Clark, looks like, from United Healthcare, reacting in behind. Tommy Nankervis there in the gray for competitive cyclist, our go-to guy. Try not to be too biased in my commentary, but obviously competitive cyclists are looking to improve his 5th place finish last night in UBC, 3rd place finish in Ladner. So he's been on the podium all week, looking for that breakthrough win here at BC Week. Chaddock sliding back in the group. He might want to start reinvesting in his position before he gets too far back, as Swazanski now goes over top of that Huggins-Berman rider. He's adopting a more aero position. So Zanski's been on the podium of the U.S. Championships in the time trial, so no stranger to success against the clock. You'll need those skills right now to forge clear a sizable gap. You see the bumps come in on entry. Little manhole cover. As Meyer dives to the inside in corner 2 to take up chase. It was quite a sight last night watching Tuff just completely decimating this pro peloton here in BC Week, using the time trial skills that netted him a silver medal at the 2008 Worlds in Varese and 7th place finish at the Beijing Olympics. Again, Meyer setting tempo in the back. He's got a Spider Tech rider. I haven't talked much about Ryan Anderson just yet, but he's the leader of the Omnium now at the BC Week. Up and coming talent from BC. Actually grew up in Edmonton. Now he's a BC rider. He's riding for Steve Bauer's very powerful Spider Tech team presented by C10. It's a pro continental outfit, so they're in what kind of was the old Division 2 of cycling, racing against the very top teams in the world and in Europe. It's good to see Ryan Anderson and his teammate Will Routley here at BC Week. Will Routley was a former Canadian road race champ a couple years back. I believe he was on Jelly Belly when he won the national title. Again, it's going to be hard to solo this this race, especially with firepower in behind the Meyer, as we got an attack now by Swain Tuft on the inside. Will they take up Zanski? Yes, they do, just upon entry on corner 2 here. Looks like Anderson was all over Tuft that time. They're not going to give him much leash like they did last night. He gets 10, 15 seconds, it's gone. He outmotored a whole team last night in dramatic fashion with Optum and competitive cyclists chasing. They have to be more attentive to Tuft tonight if they don't want a repeat of last night. You can see the exit of this corner fairly tight. Got some hay bales there. Again, the riders probably sighing some relief as they look like they're sprinting for a Prix here. $100 was on the line that last lap. Good money here at Gastown Grand Prix. Global Relay have done a great job contributing to the prize purses. We already have stragglers in the back. Great job by the camera crew. You can see the damage already being done. We're only a few laps into this race, 7 laps into this race, and already we have shrapnel getting jettisoned out the back. It's a testament to the speed of this race as we have a new rider from Exergy. Off the front, I think that's Quinn Keogh, followed by Tuft on the front of the group. As we see, I think that's Hilton now. Actually, I haven't seen Hilton since he's had his crash. I wonder if they've been able to fix his bike. That looks like Johnny over there on the left, but we have there Marsh Cooper from Optum, presented by Kelly Benefits, taking up chase. One of the Optum riders, might not be Cooper, but again, I think that's Quinn Keogh, XG, Optum, Pure Black. All the teams now, and we have some strong teams here. Optum has the biggest and best team. Exergy has good riders, so does Pure Black. So, you know, sending out some scouts, sending out some forays off the front, see if they can create something. As we got another Preem lap coming up next lap. You can hear the bell. Chaddock does well. He's moved up since the last time we spotted him. Can't get too far back in this field. You get some gaps opening up and you find yourself closing gaps all night. That's not conducive to a good result at the end of the day. Again, number 2, that's Johnny Clark, United Healthcare. Another crash right on the inside. Looks like Sebastian Salas there, number 15, the Optum rider. They're opting to go backwards along the course. You got to watch out. Here comes some more riders. Normally they have to keep in the direction of the pack here to go to the pits. Yeah, there's a number 120's motioning as another drop chain here. Looks like we have a replay. Let's cue the replay. Let's see what happened. No, we don't really see what happened, but 3 or 4 riders down. Luckily, it's probably on the slowest part of the course, so hopefully there's no injuries. As we'll see the pits very busy here in the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. Back to action here as the exit of corner 3 and our return to the start-finish line.
10 of 13. That's incredible.
Again, extra G all over the front here. That's the team of our Canadian champ, Ben Chaddock. He's wearing that distinctive Maple Leaf jersey as we have an attack by Marsh Cooper. Optum presented by Max. It's presented by Kelly Benefits. Followed by extra G. So Optum, they were on their back heels yesterday in UBC under the crushing attack of Swain Tuff, so they're going to probably play a little defense by going on the offense. Marsh Cooper now with a little gap. See if any takers, any riders attempt to bridge.
Yeah, so that's an Australian-based team that you're talking about, Oregon Arena, right? So do they have your support then? Or if they're not Australians? Right. No. It's a little tricky out there. Who are you pulling for in the men's race? Do you have any favorites?
You can see how bumpy it is on entry. Very tough. Negotiate this turn. Meyer again on the front. We saw him do lots of work last night up until the moment of Swain's aggression. Again, he's controlling this race. Swain sitting about 10 back. Keeping in good position. There's a Jameis Sutter home rider. That's Philip Mooney. He was in the break last night. He was the last guy to see Tuft and Rose. Unfortunately not able to keep pace with the flying duo. As the riders come up to 40 laps to go. Completed 10 laps. 50-lap race. Nick Hamilton pushed in. You can see the mechanic signaling to move over as let these riders who had fallen regain the peloton. Oh, little high side. That looked like Andrew Pinfold getting crossed up a little bit. Good save by the experienced Canadian, former winner and the last winner of this race. So you can see just how precarious this turn is. They overcook it a little bit, and you can either slide out or high side, hit a pedal. Any one of those combinations can cause a crash, so you have to take that corner with respect. I mean, it is an opportunity to advance your position, but if you go inside, you'll be on a tighter trajectory on that hairpin, and you'll pay a price on exit. You'll have to accelerate harder. This is really the best place to move up. Entry of corner 2. Pure black rider, looks like Van Uden. Excellent rider out of New Zealand. Stage winner of the Tour of the Gila and the Criterium there a couple years back. The stage winner at the Redlands Criterium, another very tough criterium in the States, as we see. Meyer now, Orica Green Edge. It's the first time he's actually done some work in an aggressive state. He's been on defense a lot tonight with Rob Britton from H&R Block. Respecting the move by Christian Meyer. Silver medalist in the time trial this year at the National Championships. So let's see if these two riders can form an alliance. Optum, Swazanski of Optum seeing that. You know, I still have not seen Hilton Clark now. And that'd be a real disaster if the Australian can't regain the group after his earlier crash. He might have had a broken bike. We saw his chain was not engaged at the moment he tried to get going again, so I'll keep my eyes out for Hilton, one of the pre-race favorites, but his brother's still in there, Johnny. Wonder if he's gotten word. He probably hasn't known yet that his brother, he's just assuming he's behind. And Swain Tuff now leading the field with Ryan Anderson and Spider Tech on his wheel, followed by Zwazanski. Nothing's been able to stick just yet, 11 laps into this race. But anytime Swain Tuft is on the front, you know the pace is going to increase.
This field is racing 50 laps, and we have a 50
Okay, they're coming up to a preem lap. I'm hearing out my window. $50 for the winner of the next lap as we see a new attack. Marsh Cooper, an H&R Block. Exergy coming across the gap. Two Optum riders now. An H&R Block and an Exergy, and a United Healthcare rider. Let's see if that's Hilton or Johnny. Oh, that's Johnny, so still no sign of Hilton. That's one of the biggest stories of this race, having one of their favorites out. Even if they are a two-man team, as one of the riders looks like, I don't know if he had a puncture or what to go straight into that turn. Jamie Riggs on the back. Jamie's got to close that gap if he wants to stay in contention. We saw on Facebook his girlfriend and Olympian Denise Ramsden wishing him luck. Another attack by Optum. They learned their lesson last night. Again, I think they're going on offense is the best defense sometimes, and they're trying to reduce the odds a little bit and soften up this peloton. Certainly not letting Swain Tuff get away. That looks like Tom Soliday, a rider who's gone through lots of illness in his career. Kind of stunted his career a couple years back, but it's good to see him racing aggressively again. Optum, Kelly Benefits. Looks like he's going to come and collect this $50 preem on offer. You see, trying to get low, trying to get arrows. Certainly a little, not the windiest of nights. Generally, it is a headwind sprint. We saw Lauren Rowney slingshot off Van Gilder's wheel in the women's race. See if the men's race has the same pattern. Again, Christian Meyer on the front doing the chasing. Michael Olheiser there flashing by. He's done well to move up in this race. A competitive cyclist.
A stage racer, he was more of a one-day guy. Yeah, and a younger guy, so easier to go for those short bursts of energy you need for this type of event as opposed to an endurance event like the Tour de France.
Soliday still continuing on. He won his $50 and decides he wants to keep going as a new rider breaks out. Now this is an interesting team, this red and blue team. These are a German team, and especially number 36, Nauer, Florence Nauer of Team Bayer. Landshut was second in the opening race in Delta. There's quite a few Germans in this race, so this is our first appearance of this team in this race. And he's trying to bridge across to Tom Soliday of Optum Kelly Benefits. See if he's successful. But watch out for this German team, especially number 36. He's shown some speed in this week of racing. Very high pace here, coming through the finish line. 36 laps to go. Yeah, very strung out. Soliday again. 2 laps of freedom. About to come to an end, I think, with Meyer on the front. The German rider didn't go too far, but could be a foreshadowing of things to come from that German squad. So we'll keep an eye out for them. We'll see just how ripply that surface is down there on the corner 1.
Probably working for Swain Tuff, who is his teammate on Orica Green Edge. Swain broke away yesterday in the UBC race, ended up winning the sprint out of 2 guys right at the finish.
It's like an H&R Block rider moving up on the middle of your screen. Again, they have Andrew Pinfold, former pro, former winner of this race, coming out of retirement. Swain Tuff now on the attack. Let's see if these guys have learned their lesson from last night. Alex Candelario of Optum realizes the danger, gets around the German rider. Of course, Swain and Alex were teammates a long time ago on Prime Alliance. They know each other well, good friends. When Tuff stretches his legs, the peloton certainly feels it as the peloton strings out behind him. Oh, you can see the effort on Candelario getting as low as possible. The freight train known as Swain Tuff taking a monster pull on the front, trying to create some splits in the field, similar to last night at UBC where he crush the opposition. These riders just, yeah, we got Jamie still hanging on there. Good job, Riggs. Chaddock flashing by, Canadian champ. Well surrounded by his Extra G teammates tonight. They're going to have come up with something special. Get around the Optum train or Orca train, a one-rider train of Swain Tuft. Small split. Ryan Anderson's been up there as we get a new move by Optum.
Women's pursuit team that was racing down there. Right now, there's more talented Canadian cyclists than at any other time.
Yeah, we're sending the largest team ever to London for the Olympics. It's 14 athletes are heading over. We're one of the best prepared we've ever been, and has some great medal hopefuls. What's interesting, you look through the past.
Again, we got to thank our sponsors, Global Relay, for sponsoring the Grand Prix. You were with us before in the women's race. They're actually located right here in Gastown in their offices as we speak, right on the finish line. So it's great to give back to the community. Real enthusiastic company. It's really infectious mood around here at Global Relay. They're looking for new people. They're expanding, doing great business in the storage of data, messaging, things of that nature. They work with pretty much all the world's top banks, among others. As the Optum rider goes through, they look like Cody O'Reilly, a track rider. Oh, good exit on there. See, their athletes are right on edge if they're in a full flight. It's very tricky hair turn up at the top of the course. Very dramatic speed change. Full gas out of this corner. It's going to wear on these guys. 34 laps to go. Cody O'Reilly came up on the track. Former Bissell rider. Again, Christian Meyer back there, welding this back together. Doing the grunt work for his teammate Swain Tuft and the Extra G rider. That's one of the twins. Malherbe twins, the Gingers. Keeping their man Chaddock safe. He's around 5th or 6th wheel in that distinctive, different than his team jersey. He's in that white and red of Canadian champ. Up in Lac-Mégantic again. Canadian Tire coming back into the sport of cycling. Thanks to an ex-pro, Steve Rover. Steve, if you're listening, thank you so much for hosting that great national championships in Lac-Mégantic. Again, Optum 1-2 in this field. 1-2-3 in. Another attack by Optum, recognized by Johnny Clark from United Healthcare. Again, he's out without big brother Hilton. I still haven't seen him. It's a big blow to their ambitions tonight. And Meyer swarming around with Van Uden, Chaddock, O'Reilly, and the rest of the field. Certainly filling up with spectators. This home stretch is 4 or 5 deep, all the way down. Even the backstretch in years past has been kind of scarce. Very packed. 2-3 deep all the way around. Got to be 10, 15,000 spectators. Finally, a new attack by, looks like Competitive Cyclist reacting to Optum. That's Mike Olheiser. Mike is a 35-year-old neopro, former Masters world champion in the time trial. We needed some grunt to help our man Paco Mancebo defend jerseys, so I thought who better than a world champ getting his stripes as a pro now instead of the rainbow stripes of world champion. Now learning his craft in the pro environment of competitive cyclists, so it's his first appearance as Tommy Nankervis sits about 15 back, the sprinter in the house here for competitive cyclists. So great to see my guys playing a good role in this race, being attentive. As Olheiser takes a long pull here. As he learns, he will know to use his cards a little better. He's still learning his craft. And very valuable teammates. Sounds like we got another Prix on this lap. Alex Candelario leading the group now through the first turn. You can't see it on corner there, but on exit, it's a parking garage. It's 6 stories high, and it's packed with spectators. It's almost like a de facto grandstand here. Oh, another crash. Looks like a jet fuel rider.
We were talking about rider, and I think there's probably people are the big question I'm getting.
Number 64. That's a Garneau rider. Again, Olheiser stringing the field out. The Prix on offer, so here comes Tuft. Better look out over your shoulder. Tuft followed by Anderson. We'll hold on for the replay here. We're going to see this. Or no, we're going to see the replay.
You know, the biggest disappointment we had in cycling Canada was that we only...
Oh, just a touch of wheels, entanglement there as our rider goes down. Back to the action. We got a Prix coming up here. Swain Tuft leading. Nobody wants to pull the trigger just yet. Here comes the Exergy rider. Knows he's got some cash on the line. Good job by, looks like Keogh of Exergy. That's kind of created a little separation here. Let's see if they can keep going after the Prix. Candelario on the front for Optum. H&R Block rider, third wheel.
Came out of nowhere to Swain Tuft in the prologue about 2-3 years ago, I think it was.
Still nothing is stuck, but it's been an aggressive race. Very, very fast race already. We've seen a lot of attrition already. A lot of riders out the back. Again, looks like Keogh is continuing on his effort. Chased down by, looks like an H&R Block rider. It's good to see these amateurs mixing it up with the pros here. H&R Block, local team, flashes his elbow, wants Ryan Anderson to pull through. Ryan says he'll probably wait a little bit. Thank you very much. As they enter corner 2. Again, it singles down pretty much here as they make the kind of a pseudo chicane onto the last turn onto the brick pavers. Luckily, they're dry tonight. Having raced this once in the rain, it was treacherous. And one little false move and the front wheel slid out, making it very dangerous as we got Tuft again, making a new attack. Anderson, the sprinter, kicks to get on the rear wheel. After last night's whooping, these guys are certainly more attentive to Tuft. Whether or not they can do anything about it is another question, but we've got a big Prix here coming up this lap as well. You can see the effort on the riders. They know the pace is high. They can feel it in their legs, straining to keep contact with the wheel in front of them. See who takes the money this lap as they come down the backstretch. Looks like a Optum rider. Is that Hansen? And Will Routley. First appearance from Will up at the front here. The distinctive bobbing style of the climber from BC here. Will Routley, former national champion. See if he goes for the money. Great crowd here. Look at that. That's corner 2. And if you can hear in the background the familiar steam clock here in Gastown. So who's going to take the cash here this lap? Looks like another Exergy rider. That's one of the twins. Looks like a little breakaway. Manan Curvis has gotten himself in there for competitive cyclist. Let's see if this is the first serious break of this race. There's Meyer, and Routley, Nankervis, 2 Optum riders. And they got a teammate now slowing up the field. He's brake checking this pack. Great job by the Optum rider. That's what you need to get a separation here. You need teammates to sit up and create that gap. It's not one thing to be aggressive from the front, but sometimes you need that hesitation that only a teammate can provide. So great job by Optum there to kind of create that gap. Let's see if the front runners realize they have that gap and put the pedal down and start organizing a strong rotation. 2 Optum riders again, 1 Exergy, 1 Orica, 1 Spider Tech, 1 competitive cyclist. That's all the big teams, but we have some Hagens-Berman riders. They pulled up the big shocking upset at the Tour of Delta, the White Spot Road Race, with Fisher, their man Fisher, winning that race and the overall. But he's went to Europe. He got the call up from the Federation to represent his country in some races in Europe, so he's not here. Maybe Hagens-Berman are a little bit leaderless, but they got numbers in this race, so let's see if they can do anything to this professional breakaway. Again, we got Meyer now, and this is very important. They can't hesitate at all if they're going to get a gap. Is Pure Black now on the back, on the front of the pack, chasing it down. They don't have any representation. Johnny Harris is surely whipping his team into some good tactics there, Pure Black. And they've brought it back now. So, our first good breakaway snuffed out. Tommy Nankervis looks like he's kicking hard again for competitive cyclist. You can see just how violent this acceleration is after the tricky hairpin, corner 1. Optum again. Looks like, yeah, you can see his teammates sitting up. Sorry, that's Will Routley of Spider Tech on the front. It's followed by Optum. Here's the good place to move up as the Pure Black and Optum rider. That's Marsh Cooper again. That's the key place right there on entry on corner 2. Myers respecting this attack by Cooper. See, pretty good dive into the corner here, corner 3. Our last turn to the finish. Quite a long way to this finish. Myers kicking again. Sounds probably a Prix lap. Let's have a listen to Dave Toll, see if he's any money on the line on this lap. Very strung out field. 27 laps to go. Almost halfway here. Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. Nothing's been able to really get free yet. The pace has been very high. Certain riders certainly dedicated to keeping this group together. Again, I think Hilton Clark is out of this race. That's a big story here for United Healthcare. Brother Johnny flying solo now. Johnny's really leaned out this past couple of years racing in Europe for United Healthcare. He was a rider with a good turn of speed earlier in his career and kind of morphing into more of a worker, kind of a climber type. So we'll see if he can summon up the old sprinting legs. As you see Tommy Nankervis throwing down a gel pack, fueling up, keeping sharp. Probably a caffeinated gel. Sponsored by Honey Stinger this year is a competitive cyclist. Got some great nutrition products. As against, that looks like Soliday. Going for the money here. Great to see Soliday back in the top level, back in some good form. He is back in the Mountain Khaki days, was setting the crits on fire. Got a pro contract promotion with Team Type 1, didn't work out. Found a home here on Optum Kelly Benefits, directed by Jonas Carney. Sees the talent and has got faith in this rider to re-find his former form. So James Sutter home, Philip Mooney and Jackie Symes. There's only 2 of them here. There's the second rider going by. Let's see if they have anything to say about tonight's race. Jameis do have a very strong crit squad, but they're not fully represented here. Meyer looking around, saying, I've done a lot of work controlling this race. I'm going to let this one Pure Black rider dangle. Cooper taking up chase. Looks like a little lull here, finally. This is probably the first lull in the action that we've had all night. Again, I think the pack has been whittled down to about 80 or so riders, so probably lost 20 or 30 riders so far. See the knee bandages of Chris Uberti of the Panther team. He crashed last night in UBC as we got, looks like Mike Olheiser, competitive cyclist, taking a dig on the front. We're going to be a cash lap this next time by as we reach halfway here at Global Relay, Gastown Grand Prix. There's Michael Olheiser, a good shot of him. Tremendous time trial talent. Let's see if he can get a break going here. Again, you can just see the exertion of those tail runners trying to keep pace. A lot smoother if they're further forward, but quite an accordion effect here at Gastown. Got another pure black rider taking a sniff at this Prix. Did he catch him by surprise? Nope. Looks like Zansky now of Optum. With Ryan Anderson sitting about fourth wheel, Tufton third. See if anybody pulls the trigger early for this Prix.
Throughout the day, because of the activity over there, it's a challenging technical circuit that they're racing on here.
Swingboth, we haven't seen much of him. He was in fifth wheel. Very up and coming amateur rider. He was in the first breakaway last night in UBC. Here we go, Prix lap here. Let's see the sprint. Looks like Van Uden. He's got it well under control. Looks over, sees Wazansky's with him. He's going to take the money. Two more riders. That was Meyer and Cooper, I think. If they can link up, that'll be two Optims on the front. Again, they got numerical advantages here. They have 7 riders with their 2 sprinters, Candelario and Hansen. Hansen's definitely one of my picks for the win tonight. Recent winner of Manhattan Beach Grand Prix in Los Angeles. So we'll see if Optum can reduce the odds, maybe have their workers try make a break, but if not, they still have a fall black plan with Candelario and Hansen. Of course, these guys can't hesitate now. They got to keep the gas pedal down if they're going to break the field here. As we have Mooney of Jameis Sutter Home back in the pack, bringing this short breakaway back under control here. Christian Meyer on the front. Orica Green Edge. The Giro d'Italia this year finished. No small accomplishment. You can see just how lean he is. Climber by trade. And a respectable time trial as well. As he got third in the recent Tour de Beauce in Quebec. Shout out to all those good people up there in St. George. One of the best races of the year in Quebec. Has Johnny Clark now. He's a little bit isolated now without Hilton around. We're going to ring the bell again for a new Prix. The Tour de Beauce, long running race, 27 years now. Stage race up in Quebec. Ryan Anderson, ooh, big attack now coming out of the Spider Tech rider. Got his start here at BC Week. Racing for Steve Bauer Spider Tech, presented by C10. Great group of sponsors there that Bauer has. Hopefully they continue on. They're at the Pro Continental level. Now, here's an interesting, we finally got Rose now in the yellow helmet with the bandage on his shin. He's finally moved up to the front. Again, he was the only rider to be with Swain Tough last night. So they're closely together again. Wonder if they're talking. Let's have a repeat of last night. But his teammate now is off the front, German rider. I think that's number 126. Werner, Hendrik Werner. Maybe he's setting up for his teammate to counter later on. But right now, I believe there's some money on the line. German riders want to take home some Canadian dollars back to Europe. You catch him napping, that's always a nice way to win a Prix. And just coast across here. Let's see if he sits up or continues his effort. It's Tough again, kicks out of the field. He's going to need Meyer to help him get away, I think. If Meyer can get on his wheel and let the gap go, I think that's going to be helpful for Tough to finally break a hold of this pack. H&R block rider, very attentive on his wheel. It might be actually Pinfold. Yes, Andrew Pinfold showing some good form for a retired guy. He knows danger when he sees it with Swain Tuft. Work a green edge. I believe he's won the national title in the time trial now 6 consecutive years. Throw in a national road title there last year. He was flying the flag in all disciplines last year. Moved over from Spider Tech. Yep, I think that's Pinfold, second wheel. Wonder if he's regretting his decision to come out of retirement sitting on the wheel of Tuft. Certainly a hard effort staying with Tuft. The pace is very high right now. $100 again on the line. Constant stream of preems here at Gastown Grand Prix. Thanks to the folks at Global Relay. Great new sponsor in cycling. Pending a long-term commitment here to Gastown Grand Prix and part of the BC Week. Again, we started this race in Delta, 3-stage race when Delta, Ladner, Sawasan, all combining to make that great event. Great people down there. Continued on last night at the UBC, tonight at Gastown, tomorrow at Burnaby, concluding with the Tour of White Rock, another iconic race, especially that road race on Marine Drive, Magdalen Hill, one of the greatest, probably the hardest single-day race in Canada. Next to the World Tour races, of course. So we have an Optum rider and a German rider at Scandalario. Let's see if this is 36 an hour. You see the number, but here's Meyer recognizing the danger. Got a German rider, different German team. So we got 2 German teams here. They're probably linking up and working together. It's very common to, especially in a cash-rich race like this, kind of splitting the loot together. So we got a preem lap. Let's see who takes the money. Candelario is probably going to take a stab at this. Good sprinter, long-time rider on the pro circuit in the States. Winner of the Redlands Crit back in 2004, I believe. The German guy took the cash. New attack by Meyer, followed by Zach Davies of Exergy, long blonde hair. He was very instrumental last night. Actually, Chaddock was out of the race pretty much. It had split, big 20-rider split, and Chaddock was in the back half, and all the Exergy guys had to blow all their matches, burn all their matches, bringing Chaddock back into the race, only to see Tuft disappear in the distance. But he did good work there last night. As Johnny Clark now, solo rider for United Healthcare. He's got an Optum rider with him. Well, it looks like Hansen this time. Yep, Ken Hansen, that's one of the favorites tonight. Last night he actually broke his seat post bolt and couldn't complete the race. The seat post had slide down, and rather than risk injury or crashing on a lower saddle, he pulled the pin. So he should be fresh for tonight and certainly motivated. Winning Manhattan Beach last week. Great race sponsored by Chevron. Long running race in Los Angeles, right on the beach. Similar to this course too, 2 kind of U-turns similar to this course. So we have a new attack by the German guys. Meyer, Rose, last night's runner-up. Again, you can see the damage. This is full gas now. There's a lot of cracks in this peloton. You might not look it, but the pressure is most definitely on in the front here. Very hard acceleration at a corner 1, as I've said. Panning back to the remnants of the field. Again, they're going to have to restart 50 times from the top and 50 times from the bottom. That's 100 efforts. Pretty much no way you can duplicate that in training unless you're super disciplined. So only way to really do an event-specific fine-tuning is to actually do racing. Meyer again, strong pulls on the front. You see the face of the German rider in second position. Mouth wide open, trying to get some oxygen into those muscles of his. O'Reilly, third wheel, all by an H&R Block. Red Truck finally making to the front. This is the first time I've called their team tonight. Great program out of BC. Mosaic Homes is on board as their presenting sponsor, so it's great to see these great companies coming into the sport of cycling, similar to Global Relay. Again, our great new partner in the sport of cycling. Looks like Soliday and Johnny Clark lining up for a move here on the right-hand side of your screen. As you see the brick pavers that define this course. Again, if they get wet, they are slick, very slick. Soliday, Clark, Mooney. Jameis Sutter home, having two riders here. We got red and blue, red and black, excuse me. Our Lotus pace and follow cars. Definitely need the good handling to keep up with these riders on this very technical course. Chaddock now on the front. He wants no part of the front. He's a sprinter. He wants to get off the front as soon as possible, get back in the wheels. As the H&R Block guy gives him a push, he's like, no thanks, I'm good where I'm at. Trying to slide back a little bit. Hansen as well. Optum, Kelly Benefits. One of our pre-race favorites. We had a chance to talk to Ken earlier in the night. Got a new haircut for the occasion. Certainly motivated after last night's disappointment and his bike malfunction.
That's exactly the case, Dave.
Yeah, well, so, Brian, right now, you know, when you were racing, there were stars in this sport, but there wasn't the depth. Kurt Harnett comes to mind. Nowadays, Canadian cycling has some real depth, doesn't it?
I beg to differ. I do. I beg to differ. I mean, it's catching up with a lot of the names. I don't think are familiar to everybody. We didn't have the internet back in. Right. I can chuckle about that. Now, I mean, we have our Allison Siders, our Leslie Tomlinses. I can go down the list of all the ladies.
So different hand positions. Some riders choosing the hoods. Some people choosing the drops. Obviously, on the hoods, you're a little less aero, but you're opening up your lungs. It's easier to breathe. On the drops, you can get a little bit better power transfer. Not quite as comfortable. Certainly when you're on the front like Meyer is now, you definitely want to be as low as possible. Push as least amount of air as you can. Be as aero as possible. As Meyer looks over his shoulder. Certainly policing this race, but I think Orica Green Edge's best tactic is to try to break it up. Surely he's looking over, looking to see where Swain is. Exergy riding second wheel. H&R Block, Optum, all at the front. Again, our second lull of the race. Riders catching their breath, trying to move up in position, especially if you're in the back. This might be your only chance now as we wind our way down to 17 laps to go. Once we get inside 10 laps to go, there won't be any moving up from the back, that's for sure. So you've got to take it when you can, get some free real estate. Red Truck, presented by Mosaic Homes now on the front. All by that grimacing German rider, Cooper. Got another Prix coming up here. Another $100 Prix. We've been coming fast and furious at these riders. We'll see what the loose change Prix is here. Ladner and Tour Delta threw down the gauntlet with $3,300 crowd Prix. We'll see if they've passed the hat around here in Gastown. Certainly there's more spectators, and hopefully they've had a few collectors out gathering contributions from this very large and enthusiastic crowd here in Vancouver. $3,300 is quite a crowd Prix. I remember back in 2005, my teammate Doug Olerinshad won the loose change Prix, and it was $2,200. And I had the privilege of wrapping $1,500 worth of coins and bringing it to the bank the next day. It was fun. As Ruse finally makes an appearance here. This was last night's runner-up. Strong rider. He rode the Giro d'Italia for Milram a couple years ago, so he has World Tour experience. Certainly the only one that go toe-to-toe with Tough last night. Gave him all he could handle, so this rider is very, very strong. Look for him with that bandage on his shin. Must have touched down earlier in one of the races. This week here in BC Super Week, so we have an XG rider, and looks like Jackie Symes of James Sutter Home taking the money. That's $100, and they're ringing a bell again. Another $100. So Symes, whose father is a longtime racer and promoter down in the States. So Jackie does a lot of 6-day racing in Europe. So applying his speed on the track here in this very fast global relay Gastown Grand Prix. See if he keeps going and takes another $100, or he sits up and reshuffles. No, he's going to keep going. He's going to take another $100. See, now he's got his teammate now riding third wheel. That's good tactics by James Sutter Home. Got to have your teammates back now. As Johnny Clark is again flying solo here. Wonder what the problem was with Brother Hilton. He looked okay, but I think maybe his bike had caused some damage, so wasn't able to get a spare bike in time. Jackie Symes goes through that tricky corner 3. We'll see what kind of, if there is any carnage in this corner. Last lap is going to be a lot faster coming to the finish for the final sprint than they've seen all night. So again, Symes with a gap big enough to take another $100 here, as Johnny Clark still riding some tempo here for United Healthcare. See Optum trying to get organized further back in the field. Don't be surprised if we see kind of a team formation, a team train. Inside 5 laps to go from that powerhouse team, Optum, presented by Kelly Benefits. They have the numbers and the speed and the man in Ken Hansen and Candelario, so they're a very well drilled team. XG should also challenge for kind of dominant pole position in that lead out formation. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that duel of the most organized and best, quickest lead out train. And then you're going to have some freelancers like Johnny Clark and Tommy Nankervis trying to take advantage of the other trains. These German riders. Now we're in particular 36. Ryan Anderson of Spider Tech also should be a man for the final sprint. He's the way he's going. Why not even Swain Tuft? Not a sprinter by trade, but you know, this race can be a matter of positioning. And Symes again. It's coming to another lap up in the lead. Could be a Prix as the German riders taking stock. He takes his lead with 14 laps to go here. It's like Swing Both from third wheel.
He used them and abused them. He did it in Tour of Delta. He did it again at UBC Criterion last night. I know we haven't seen the last of these guys.
Yeah, Swain, if you want to put it into perspective for people, Swain is
Swing Both, number 90 from Gottman Simpson Cycling. Could cause an upset here. We had a big upset in Steve Fisher from Hagens Berman at the Tour of Delta, scalping all these big pro teams. Will we see a repeat from a relatively unknown rider tonight? Meyer buries his head. So we've got a small separation. We've got Olheiser from Competitive Cyclists realizing the danger. He's going to weld it back. Upright style of Olheiser. Meyer driving this small break.
I think that's really, as a matter of fact, I think in a lot of ways, Swain's story is even more impressive. When you hear about him going to the
Coming up to 13 laps to go. Coming up to 12 to go, as a matter of fact.
Nobody's done what Swain has done. No one's done it.
That's the amazing thing about cycling and the past that we
It's like another attack by Marsh Cooper. One of the most aggressive racers tonight. Looks like Swain is causing the split here. He's actually sitting up and letting his teammate Meyer gain some ground. So interesting tactics here by Orica Green Edge. One of the H&R block riders sees the danger. He's going to slip across. But here's a good opportunity for someone to shut it down in behind in this U-turn. Big brake check, everybody here. Hoggins Berman realizes the danger. Swain gets the results he wants. He's slowing up the pack quite a bit.
That just doesn't really count. Kind of like second place on a Prix lap.
Small separation here. Looks like about a 3 or 4 second gap to about 10 riders. Looks like 2 or 3 Optum riders in here. Instead of pulling through, they're going to keep attacking. I don't know if they realize just the gap they have just yet. They can't hesitate if they want to get going here. It looks like one of the competitive cyclist riders, is tagged on in the back. Soliday, Meyer, Cooper, number 9, that's Olheiser. He's made this breakaway. Maybe not the guy we want up there. Nankervis would be better with a better turn of speed, but we'll take it. Looks like Schwingboth, or one of the Glotman-Simpson riders, taking a dig on the front with the German rider. Yep, that gap is growing. A couple of pure blacks are pulling the brake back, though. Pure Black have been missing almost every move tonight. They've been playing a lot of defense. Van Uden, the tall rider there, could be their man tonight, having won a couple big crits in the States over the past couple years. Gila and Redlands. Hasn't had the same kind of year this year, but can't underestimate the big New Zealand rider, big Kiwi. Again, Swazinski there, taking a dig on the front, and again it's brought back now under the impetus of those Pure Black riders, so it's all back together. We're going to see 11 laps to go. See if the team starts forming up a mini lead out yet. Could be a bit early for that. One of the Ginger twins, the Mullery boys, on the front for Exergy. Again, don't be fooled. Exergy are that gray and orange. And they have their man in the Canadian national champion colors of Ben Chaddock, and kind of a white, grayish with the red maple leaf as we come to, looks like a sprint here for Prix. Mike Olheiser showing some grunt here for the Prix. Wonder if he's going to keep going here. He's a time trialist. Let's see if he keeps going with his effort. Nankervis sitting a little far back for my liking. Competitive cyclist as we get our first close-up of Olheiser. He's gotten rid of his glasses. Gingerly through the corner. It's going to allow Swazinski to catch back up, but pace is very high now. You can see how strung out it is, even in that hairpin. Violent pulling on the bars of these riders at the back. Jamie Riggs still caboosing there. Denise, I don't know if you're watching. Congratulations on your Olympic selection. Denise is Jamie's girlfriend. Johnny Clark. He's pulling the front with Cooper. Cooper's been all over this race for Optum Kelly Benefits. See if he has anything left in the tank for his sprinters. Hansen, Candelario. Hoggins Berman rider in 3rd position. Pure Black finally getting up front. In good position to cover anything. You're seeing 9 laps to go on the lap counter. I think we're just off by 1. On our graphic, 9 laps to go. Thank you very much. Cooper again with the attack. 9 laps to go.
$200 Cooper.
$200 Prix this time. Wonder if that trend will continue as we get closer to the finish. Preems might just increase in value. Certainly they'll have a loose change or a crowd preem here at some point. Hopefully I'll catch it over through my headphones. A great announcing of Jeremy Story and Dave Toll on stage for this Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix.
Anything I think that we're going to see, it's going to be going off the front here at the end.
You Brian, talk about this course here, 1.2K, but this is, I guess you'd say.
Yes, Curtis Gunn, former pro for the Australia. I got your text. I'm glad you're listening. Hopefully, folks down in Tucson are as well. Again, we have coming up to 8 laps to go. We have an attack from a pure black rider. Extra G, one of the Malherbe boys, covering the move.
There's no question. I mean, you throw the cobblestones into the mix, and there's a lot of little whoop-de-doo, so to speak, and divots in the road that you have to be aware of. But I mean, these guys are doing numerous.
Wazansky as well, very attentive on the front. You can kind of see his pigeon-toed style there, the rider from Optum. Time trial specialist, won the Grand Prix de Beauce, won the Tour de Beauce a couple years ago for Kelly Benefits, so he's no stranger to the top step of the podium, but he'll be working for his sprinters today. Christian Meyer trying to bring our pure black rider back in check. But that Kiwi is $200 richer. 8 laps to go.
So hey, we are collecting a crowd premiere. If anybody wants to get involved, you'll be able to see our volunteers that are collecting. And in the past, Gastown has always been.
And another rider I haven't mentioned much of is Andrew Pinfold for H&R Block. See if he starts kind of scooching forward here. He's got a strong teammate in Rob Britton. See if they can link up and upset here. Tufts again coming down on the inside. Soliday realizes it. Gonna latch onto that wheel. Tuft again, kicks out of the corner 2. Coming to our tricky corner 3. A couple of Optums. Meyer's gonna cause the gap here. Great job by Meyer identifying what Tuft was up to. Great teamwork now. That could be the main reason why this gap grows is Meyer brake check the rest of the field if Tuft identifies it, but I don't think he spotted it. With Routley, again, that bobbing style back in the field, bringing his rider, Ryan Anderson, back to the breakaway. So, still nothing shaken free as the rider sees 7 to go. Definitely going to be a bunch sprint here. Nothing's gone yet. I don't think anything will. Pace is just too high.
You don't dive bomb corners and move up. This is for the men and the men only now.
Oh, they're going to dive bomb the corner.
They will dive bomb corners, yeah.
Close one eye and just kind of hold that.
Small separation here as one of the Extra G riders, one Optum, one pure black. As the German rider Rose definitely bringing this back for the German squad head. Good to see the American sponsor and famous wheel manufacturer Head sponsoring that team. So we have Soliday, Keogh, and a pure black rider. 1, 2, 3. That's a very strong rider, bringing him back as we saw last night in UBC. Don't expect the gap to grow with that big boy German rider on the front. Tommy Nankervis, competitive cyclist, moving his way forward. It's all about position here at Gastown for this final sprint. They're seeing 6 to go. Got a preem on the 6 to go. $100 again. So Keogh again. Got a small gap. Can he hold on for this $100 preem? Pretty soon, teams are going to have to stop wasting resources going for money and start to help their sprinters. Got a small crash here. Looks like number 94. Another attack.
Interesting enough, we're just going to see, hey, how is this going to play out? Yeah, we're going to ring the bell.
German rider from the Fire squad with Chaddock now. Now this is risky for a bunch sprinter to react to a breakaway this late in the race. There might be some cash on the line, but as a sprinter, I know that it's risky to go out on the attack this late in the race. Is there enough time to recover and gather yourself for that final sprint? So Chaddock, maybe he's feeling good. We'll see. Wisely tucks back in. So that's a good move by Chaddock. He just wanted to get some real estate, but a very savvy move to get back in the wheels. Fifth wheel with Tuft. He needs to, 5 laps to go. He needs to make a difference now if he's going to repeat this feat from last night. He's got Symes with him, Candelario, that German rider, Chaddock, Routley, Mooney. Now there's another Jameis rider, so that Jameis rider could create the gap.
This is just a little appetizer. The next bell, $1,000.
Are you serious? A global relay, $1,000 premium. This has nothing to do with our prize list. Global relay.
And that's not even the crowd premium.
Wow. All right, we're going to bring them out for a $1,000 lap prize, a $1,000 premium, and that's courtesy of Global Relay, the tremendous support.
Overhearing Dave Toll announcing a $1,000 premium coming up from Global Relay. So again, this is a pick your poison here now. If you go for the premium, you're going to sabotage your race for the overall victory. So Global Relay giving the riders a bit of dilemma here with the cash. Great job by Global Relay. Fantastic to have a new partner in the sport of cycling, anchoring this truly historic race in Gastown. Here we go. $1,000, the winner of the next lap, and this German guy, he's got the gap. He knows he wants $1,000. This will be all his remaining bullet, I'm sure. You see how strung out the field is. So Global Relay putting up $1,000. Don't know if there's a $1,000 bill in Canada, but no, I got a shake of the head. No, I've been in the States too long, so we'll see if this German rider can continue his effort for the $1,000 bucks. 4 laps to go. And we still have the loose change preem, the crowd preem. Optim's forming up. I don't think Hansen's going to go for this, but one of their other teammates is definitely going to try. Maybe they will sit up. They might split off a guy by gapping him off. If I was Optim, I'd do it. So Zansky going to open up the gap in second wheel? Not just yet. $1,000 bucks here. Who's going to be the... Maybe the Optim are forming their train. They're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. They might win this preem and set their teammate up for the overall victory here with 4 laps to go. The riders are actually seeing 3 to go here now. So it's $1,000 bucks on this lap. That number, that German rider, I think he's going to be a lap down. So who's going to win the money? Looks like Zansky's going to get it by de facto. Just setting his tempo for his team. He's going to take the $1,000. Great job by Optim. Kelly benefits. Meyer, though, comes over top. They get that lap rider out of there. Thanks again to Global Relay for that big preem. Again, Optim all over the front of this race. Can Exergy, the other big team with the big sprinter, can they overrun this formation now of Optim, Kelly benefits? Looks like Myers giving a hand as well. That's playing in the hands of Optim as Wazansky comes over top, going to take his team clear in the front. Candelario is looking around. Where's Hansen? They need to link up, and sure enough, they have. So Optum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going into turn 2 with Ryan Anderson now winning the sweepstakes for the wheel. That's going to be the catbird seat here, behind this Optum train. We got Ryan Anderson. He knows how to throw his elbows around. He's a plucky sprinter for Spider Tech. Got the German rider queuing up as well. Nankervis as well is there. Looks like Meyer wants to come win a Prix. They're coming up to 2 to go. 2 to go. Okay, this is a crowd Prix. They didn't quite announce it in a timely fashion on the stage, but this is a gambler. This is a gambler Prix. Can you take the chance to win the money 1 lap before the finish? Optum are sitting in the catbird seat now. They got their whole formation up front. Can anybody come over top of them, either for the Prix or for the win in 2 laps' time? We'll see. Again, Zwazanski, the workhorse up there, with Soliday. Cody O'Reilly as well. This is the key. Now there's Swain Tuft. Going for it. If he can get through these corners clean, he's going to have a gap. He's kicking again. Zwazanski, can he respond? Gets through that last turn clean. Tuft. Yes, he's going to probably win this crowd Prix. Can he keep going for the overall win, though? We'll see. They're coming up to 1 lap to go. Zwazanski's burned off. He's done for the night. Good job by him. His formation is doing well. They're still together. They're still the favorite, but can they bring in Tuft? It's 1 to go. He just got the crowd Prix. Can he keep going for this overall victory at the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix? Ryan Anderson is catbird seat behind Optum, followed by Nankervis. Will Optum run out of guys, though? We'll see. This is going to be the race right here. Tuft kicks out of that turn 1. Can Optum bring him back? They got 3 riders. They're running out of guys. It's all over for these guys. Let's get back to the front. Last lap here, folks. Global Relay Grand Prix 2012. Tuft has still got a small advantage. If he can get through these corners clean, he might be able to do it. Optum are down to 3 riders. They still got a lead out. Is it Candelario, though? If they're down to Candelario, that's it. We got Hansen. Ryan Anderson right behind, followed by Nankervis, a competitive cyclist. Oh, this is going to be close. Candelario, Hansen, Anderson, Nankervis, Chaddock. Oh, can Tuft hold him off? It's going to be close. Last turn. Can they get through clean? Yes, they do. Kicks from Candelario in behind. Can he catch the flying Canadian, the Canadian champ in the time trial? Here we come, final sprint. To the front, to the front. There we go. Hansen kicks. It's going to be his. I don't see anybody coming over top of Hansen. Hansen, Anderson, Nankervis. Hansen with the $15,000 paycheck. Fantastic. Well, Optum certainly deserved that. Anderson second. Nankervis of Competitive Cyclists rounding out our podium. Yes, look at the elation of Ken Hansen. 15 grand. And a great job by the team. You know he's going to... Yeah, look at that. He's pointing to his chest. He's pointing to Optum. Great job by them. Biggest and best team here, and they come up with the goods, shutting down that late attack by Swain Tuft. Hansen had the fancy haircut. We interviewed him before the race, number 20. Yes, going to be some celebrating tonight. Great job by Candelario. Fantastic lead out. This is now into a victory lap as we go to replay here. Here we go. Again, Tuft played his hand. He won the crowd Prix, kept going. This was his only play, folks, for the win. As we see Candelario, and more importantly, with that great lead out for Optum. He actually uses Swain as a springboard and then launches Hansen. Nobody's going to come off Hansen's wheel with that victory. Great yippee from the flying American rider. Canadian rider in second place, Ryan Anderson of Spider Tech, presented by Seat 10. Australian rider Tommy Nankervis, a competitive cyclist, with third. That was the W. That was the big W for Mr. Hansen, the big win here in Gastown, Global Relay Grand Prix. As the riders kind of talk about it, recover from, here's our champion right there, Ken Hansen. You know, I had a privilege to direct Ken on one of my older teams, and he's a real Jekyll and Hyde kind of guy. On the bike, he's an animal. He's all business. Off the bike, he's just super gentleman, great guy to hang out with, but when it's go time, he has the fangs out, comes through with the win more often than not. Definitely one of the hottest sprinters on the US scene this year. Comes through with the goods here. Swain Tuft, can't fault him. He did everything he could to win this race with a late race attack with about a lap and a half to go. Got the crowd preem and did everything he could to win, but Optum, Kelly Benefits, too well drilled, too organized, too much power. Gets the win. Again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. Allstream, Donnelly Group, Promo Sapien, Go Wireless, the Bike Gallery, and the Fairmont Hotel. Obviously the City of Gastown, Bliss, Code, the Blarney Stone, Easy Park, Nestor's Market, and Trust Property Services. Thanks for all those generous sponsors, and of course our title sponsor for the next few years, Global Relay. Great to have you on board. We'll go down to Ryan Anderson.
Certainly has been. Take us through that last lap. It looked like Team Optum was doing an amazing job there, just setting a very, very fast tempo for their sprinter, Ken Hansen.
Yeah, no, they did a great job tonight. They took control and they rode great, and Ken was great tonight, finishing it off with them, and try again next year.
Well, congratulations, Ryan, and best of luck. Where are you off to now?
So now I'll do one more race in the United States, and then I head back to Europe for the rest of the year.
What are your goals in Europe? Are you going to Belgium, Spain? What's on the agenda to finish off your season? Team Spider Tech has been doing a long bout in Europe. It's great to see the Canadian team racing a full schedule in Europe.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting with Spider Tech this year, and my long goals this year, I hope to get some more top 10s in Europe and finish off the season strong.
You've had a few top 10s already in Europe. Where have you finished top 10?
So I did a really good ride in Brabant-Chapelle in Belgium, and then Pinot Cerami. So I've had some luck in Belgium so far this year, and it's I hope we continue that trend.
Well, I think getting top 10 in Europe, that's not luck, Ryan. That's well earned, and I think we saw that again tonight. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you on the podium.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for everyone coming out and Global Relay getting this back going. It's a great event.
Hey, thanks, Brian. I got the winner of this 2012 edition. This is Ken Hansen. Ken, your race resume just got a whole lot cooler here this week. Two big wins. Talk about winning here at Gastown.
Oh, it's everything. I mean, this race is fantastic. My first and last time I did it was 2008, so it's really nice to come here. It's such a great race, and I'm really happy that we won.
How much pressure did Swain Tuft have your entire team under there late? Because that attack looked like it was the real deal.
Swain had us under pressure all day, but luckily we had numbers, and we played our cards, and we wanted to make sure if it was a breakaway we were well represented. But yeah, we had to use our guys kind of early, and then to catch Swain on the last lap, and then Alex Candelario just gave me like the perfect lead out, and the guys just did a really great job for me.
So take us through, as Brian Walton was saying during the final 10 laps, your team looked like they were preparing their sprint better than any other squad. Was that the case out there? And then how much did things change for you in the final 3 laps with Swain's attack?
Well, we came here, with certainly a couple different cards to play, and we were confident in the sprint. If it came down to a sprint, and we had the numbers and the speed, and we've had some good success this year with doing lead-outs, so we felt comfortable with that. But certainly Swain's a guy you can never discount. So and when he went at the end, you got a pretty good gap. But we kind of we kept our cool and brought him back slowly, and timed everything kind of perfectly. So yeah, it was good. The guys did great.
the Global Relay has just put a tremendous amount of support behind this race, and I'm sure that a $15,000 prize list is something that you guys certainly look forward to each year. But before we go there, can you talk to me? I'm not going to put words in your mouth, Ken, but you race around America, some of the biggest races like Manhattan Beach and Athens Twilight. Have you seen a better crowd in North America than what we have here in Vancouver right now?
No, this is the best one so far. So thank you guys for coming out, and really appreciate it. And yeah, it's a great race, and it's a fantastic crowd, and hope that we continue to come back every year.
You know that $15,000 that you're winning here is more than the winner of the Amgen Tour of California?
No, I didn't know that, and we all share it as a team, so it's really not all going into my pocket, but.
It's all going to stay in Vancouver tonight, right?
Most likely, yeah. We actually were having a bachelor party for one of our teammates who's getting married Saturday, so I don't know if we're going to end up with anything after tonight.
Is everybody invited?
Everybody's invited.
All right. Hey, Ken, congratulations on a huge win. We'll get you up on the podium in a minute, but one last word from you on what it's like to race in front of a crowd like this.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, this makes it extra special, and the support of the fans and, having these great crowds and, these historic places really do, they add a lot of prestige to the race. And, it's, we want you guys to come back every year, tell your friends, bring your family, bring your coworkers. We want to get double the people here next year. So thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you. That's your champion of the 2012 Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix, Ken Hansen of the Optum Kelly Benefit Team. And we will be presenting our podiums. Lauren Rowney, the Australian on Specialized Lululemon, and Ken Hansen of Optum Kelly Benefit and their courts here. So we'll turn our attention to the podium as we'll get that presentation underway momentarily. And let's begin with your bronze medalist. He'll be presented by Alex Steeda, the first of North American to wear the yellow jersey at the Tour de France. And this is yet another Australian strongman racing for competitive cyclists living in Salt Lake City here in America. This is the one and only Tommy Nankervis. Competitive cyclist Nankervis up on the podium here at the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. And Alex, thank you very much for your support of this event and Canadian cycling. Well, we now have the honor of presenting a rider from Canada's great team, that being Spider Tech C10. And this is a rider that Canada is going to be getting behind for many years to come. Being presented by Chris Pierce, the Chief Corporate Officer for Allstream. This is your silver medalist, the man himself, Ryan Anderson. Well, awfully cool to see one of Canada's strongmen up on the podium. And thank you again to Chris Pierce and Allstream for their support. And that now leaves the moment that you have been waiting for. As we will now make our call for Warren Roy, the CEO from Global Relay, to present on the top step that's been reserved for your 2012 Global Relay Champion. What a tear this man is on. It is Optum Kelly Benefits, Ken Hansen, your champion here for the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. Ken makes his way onto the top step. We're honored to have Warren Roy from Global Relay presenting our winner's jersey.
Okay, I'm at Cami in Cordova, and I've walked the whole way around, and I haven't seen her, but if I see her, I'll send you her way. Where are you now? In the middle of the street. At Cami in Cordova?
Congratulations to Ken Hansen. And now we will present the largest winner's check in North America in 2012. Thank you to Global Relay and Warren Roy. Ken Hansen is $15,000 richer. the champion here at the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix, being surrounded by his court, Spider Tech's Ryan Anderson and Tommy Nankervis of the competitive cyclist team. Congratulations, gentlemen, as that is a lot of horsepower assembled here on the blocks. And our honorary champagne toast coming up next. I don't think Ken wants to get champagne on his winner's check. Alex knows the drill. And there it is. A man who knows his way around a champagne bottle, winning the biggest criteriums on the west coast of North America here in the last 4 days. Manhattan Beach Grand Prix, and now your Global Relay Gastown winner. Congratulations, gentlemen. Gastown, would you let them hear it? 35,000 fans coming out tonight to turn this into a night to remember. Well, thanks to Global Relay, we'll be back for the next 4 more years for sure. And we would love to have you join us back here next year. We'll see if Ken Hansen, Ryan Anderson, or Tommy Nankervis can find their way back up onto the podium. So this Battle Royale wraps up an amazing evening of racing, all brought to you by Global Relay, Allstream, and of course our friends here in Gastown.
All right, thanks, Dave. There's our winner, Lauren Rowney and Ken Hansen. Well, that wraps up our coverage here of the Global Relay Gastown Grand Prix. It's fantastic to have this iconic and historic race back on the calendar. It's going to be a great addition to our already great race series up here at BC Super Week. Tour of Delta, UBC, Gastown, Burnaby, and Tour of White Rock. I'd like to thank our sponsors now, of course, Global Relay,